Where Crocodiles Roam, a Zambezi paddling tale, and other wilderness stories. By Hollie and Jamie Manuel. Bush Sounds by Norbert Rocher. Read by George Gasston.
Jamie, you should write a book about your Zambezi trip, I said. Holy smokes, you must be joking. Me write a book? No way, he said. You do it. And so, in the 2 months that I spent with him up at Kora National Park in northern Kenya, where he was an honorary park warden working with rangers, we compiled and recorded the main events of the expedition. Later, he journeyed to Uganda, and together we sat upon an island in the White Nile and revised and edited until we were happy. This tale is the work of 5 years of storytelling, writing, and editing. It was not possible to kayak the entire Zambezi in 2009 when Jamie, Riley, and Ace tried. But this tale, Where Crocodiles Roam, is the true story of the parts of the river that they did manage to see, from the source all the way to the sea, as told from the perspective of Jamie. This story is drawn from the memories of Riley, Ace, and Jamie, from their diaries, their fireside stories, as well as from dozens of hours of interviews. To weave the stories from the 3 boys into one cohesive narrative, I have been forced to omit some anecdotes, and to move others to dates or locations that vary from the times or places that they actually occurred. In real life, events happen that relate to each other in ways that cannot always be described easily. In writing, one has to arrange these connections in a more easily readable format. However, no incidents have been made up, and I have told the major events of this tale as accurately as I can. It has been necessary to reconstruct dialogue, something that is ever fraught with difficulty. But as I know my brother and Riley very well, I feel that I have been able to hear them throughout the writing of this book. I sadly did not get the chance to know Ace so well, and so have had plenty of help from all the boys in remembering conversations. Memory is inherently subjective, and some of what Jamie remembers, the others contest. In these cases, we worked to achieve a compromise. However, as all the boys kept diaries throughout, in most cases the disagreements were only slight. I have used some non-English words in this tale, and have, in the paperback book, included a glossary of these to help. It is common, among people who have grown up speaking English in an African country, to pepper their speech with words from one or more of the many tribal languages within their country. In Zimbabwe, these are Kishona and Isa-Ndebele, and in Kenya, Kiswahili. The boys use such phrases often, even twisting the words into phrases that became uniquely theirs. Nowhere in this tale have I added fictional events or characters. Everyone whose name appears in this story is a real person. The Zambezi expedition forms only the main thread of this tale. I have used it as a link for all of the other stories that have captivated not only me over the years, but all others who have heard their telling too. Again, I have met and know all of the people who populate these bush tales, and I believe that I have managed to capture their essence in dialogue and in description. The people who fill these stories are an amazing bunch. They may be slightly off their rockers or in another world, but they are real, and many of them live and work in extremely tough conditions and deserve a huge amount of respect. I hope you will enjoy this tale.
This memoir, stroke adventure,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?